Well, we've had our first night here at 80 Mile Beach, and yeah, it was good. We had a few beers. Someone gave us a massive slab of threadfin salmon that we cooked up. It was delicious. Cooked it up with some thyme, butter, salt, pepper. Fucking lovely. Then we watched the cricket, watched Australia get flogged by South Africa. Then we went down to the beach, I should say. And yeah, the national parks were capturing turtles and tagging them for a program they're doing. So that was pretty interesting. Although Franklin and the hippie didn't like it, so they took it upon themselves to become vigilantes and try and warn the other turtles and get them to piss off so that the national parks couldn't do their very important scientific research. But anyway, that's their deal. He likes to be on the turtle side.
Get them up there.
Wink.
In the future, you can go to a website called seaturtle.org and you can go to a satellite icon there. Alternatively, you can Google 80 Mile Beach Turtles and it should come up, and you'll have a link to it, and it'll update every day. There'll be 10 transmitters put on in total. We got one more to go tonight, and that'll be the 10. This means there'll be 7 put on here, and there'll be 3 down in Anna Plains. We've already done the 3 down there, and we've done 6 here so far, 1 more tonight to do. So these are flatback turtles. We'll be tracking their movements for 2 reasons. One is we're looking for the internesting habitat. So she'll lay, or she didn't lay tonight, but normally she'd lay eggs, go off for 2 weeks, and then come back on and lay another clutch of eggs. And she'll do that 4 times in the season, up to 4 times. And then she'll head home to her home foraging ground somewhere, either north or south. Sometimes it's a coastal area, sometimes it's offshore on the mid-shelf, so maybe up to 100 metres depth of water that she'll be living and diving down and eating on the bottom. So that's the area where she lives. She just comes here to visit, maybe every year, maybe every second, maybe every 3rd year to lay her eggs, and then she'll return home again to her foraging ground. She'll always come back to this beach, and she'll, if she comes back in 2 years, she'll come back here. She'll come back maybe tomorrow night because she didn't lay tonight. She'll come back maybe here, maybe 500 metres down that way, maybe 500 metres down that way, but fairly close. So these are flatback turtles. They're only nesting in Australia, and they're mostly confined to the continental shelf of Australia. So we have six species in all that live in Australia out of the 7 species that are in the world. And you would have heard of green turtles maybe. They're the ones that people eat around the world. They were the green turtles used for the soup trade up until about the 1970s. And then there's the hawksbill turtle, which is the tortoiseshell turtle, which they commercially harvested until about 1992. And that's the one that if you've got parents or grandparents, or you might have it at home, that the shaving brushes or guitar picks or inlays on the dressing tables, that's the tortoiseshell turtle, the hawksbill turtle. So, you would have heard of these turtles in some form or another, throughout your lives, but they do relate to the different species of turtles. So,
yeah, wow. Thanks very much.
Any other questions, like if you have trouble, you can contact the parks office here by email and they'd be able to send you the link. But otherwise, on seaturtle.org, and it will update every day where these turtles are going. So they're going to have names. Some of the traditional owners of this area have named the turtles. A school in Port Hedland, in Broome, and in Bidjadanga have named one. And I think, I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
How old do they live, mate?
Not really sure. We know that they're probably 30 years before they reach puberty.
Okay.
And we know that we've got records of turtles nesting for beyond 30 years, 35 plus. So they're in that sort of lifespan. So
Okay.
some of the green turtles that they think are not reaching puberty until they're 50. And then they've got a 30 plus year breeding life. So
Wow.
they're old. These ones weigh about 80-ish kilos, 80 so kilos. Green turtles might be up to 150 kilos. So they're a bigger turtle.
Yeah, sure.
They're found nesting in Mexico to Africa to the Middle East to Mediterranean. A lot of those other turtles nest all around the world. So.
Yeah, wow.